domain name system. DNS is a protocol and there is a DNS server. What is the duty of DNS server? In generally, when you are trying to communicate to a host or a computer or a website or anything, we have to communicate with an IP address, but you don't know the IP address of that particular thing, like a facebook.com, google.com, okay, savantis.com. So by the request will go to our DNS server. DNS server will find the IP address of your domain or a host or name. Okay, with the name, just better is name, IP address for that name. Okay, and returns the IP address of the domain name or name, IP address of that particular name. So at present, so because a lot of names are there, so we can do it. It is just an example as like a mobile phone contact list. That is the main points. You can tell an example like when you ping to google.com or a facebook.com or youtube.com. So when you are sending a ping, first of all, the name. So first of all, we'll get an IP address of for this name. So this is, we got an IP address. Then we are trying to communicate www.google.com with this IP address. Okay. So that is the point I told, but I have to tell a remaining story. Before going to the story, I am telling some more name related story because I trust the name. This is a NetBIOS. What is a NetBIOS? It is a mapping of your computer name to your IPv4 address. If you map a computer name, means I have my own computer name, right? My computer name to my IPv6 address, that is LLMNR. My computer NetBIOS is computer name to my computer IPv4 address, that is a NetBIOS. There's a server called a Win server, like a DNS server. It is also a naming server. Windows Internet Naming Services. WINS is also a naming service. Okay, it is like a DNS, but problem with the WINS is it is a Windows, means it's a proprietary of Microsoft. So it cannot be used by other organizations, other services. Next, WINS does not have a hierarchical structure. It is a purely NetBIOS form. It's supporting only NetBIOS and IPv4, and very earlier days only WINS is left over. Almost like a 2008 server onwards, WINS is not a main part of the server. Okay, up to 2000, 2003, WINS is one of the important server, but later it is not there. Why? Because WINS does not support IPv6 and does not support fully qualified domain names. It only support the names only, not in the hierarchical like a domain name, machine name like that. So what is this name? Fully qualified domain name. Guys, you have a domain. So like an Active Directory, I said a domain, right? It is a just a name in a hierarchical name. It is a domain name. Okay, and there is a server in the domain. So when you are this is the server name and this is the domain name. If you combine both the things, it is become a FQDN, fully qualified domain name. So domain name, in the domain you have a multiple servers. So the server name plus domain name called a FQDN, fully qualified domain name. Guys, look at here. This is google.com. Where is the google.com? Now I will open different google.coms. So this is a devices.google.com. This is meet.google.com. Only do google.com only I'm open. That is another one is Gmail. What is Gmail? Mail.google.com. Can you see? Mail.google.com. Okay. Now in these many days, like you may talk like sir, google.com, facebook.com. It means why it is www is nothing. Even the www is also something. See YouTube, studio.com, studio.youtube.com. I'll open YouTube. For YouTube, it is www.youtube.com. But I am working on a studio, it is studio.youtube.com. Okay. Another one is we'll try www.google.com is also there. So that's why should we forget. Okay, it is a www.google.com. See, meet.google.com, mail.google.com, docs.google.com, www.google.com. All are google.com. So what is the common name? Google.com. What is common name? Google.com. You can see. This is just for understanding, guys. Not it's a real. It is something like a DNS server, and it contains records about a Google.com. Server is this is DNS server, records about a Google.com. Google.com is simply think like it is a domain. So it contains a host like a www, meet, and a mail, www, meet, mail, docs. Okay, so like that. So many others. Classroom is there. So many are there. So we can write. So what is this www, guys? Www is nothing but another server. Of course, it is a duplicate name, but it is another server. It's a server name. Computer has a name, right? Every computer has its own name. Like you type host name. Every computer has its own computer name is there, right? Similarly, this server has a name. There's a machine name. Okay, I have the server name is meet. Okay, even though it is a duplicate name, so don't worry about really the server is having a meet name or not name kind of stuff. Mail. This is only for our understanding. Yes. So many are there. Okay. So this is a server means it has an IP address or not. Some IP address will be there. Every server has its own IP address, and all IP addresses will be mapped at DNS server. I'm telling different story, guys, not as other story, but this story is also linked, but same. Meet server having an IP address, mail server having an IP address, DOCS having an IP address. Okay, so google.com having an IP address, google.com is a record in the DNS server, so it's a domain name is a google.com. In this domain I have a multiple servers, so this is name is www, meet, mail, DOCS, like a www.google.com, meet.google.com, mail.google.com, docs.google.com. What are these names? FQDNs, fully qualified domain name. Domain name plus host name is a fully qualified domain name. Okay, so each server having an IP address. Similarly, when I type www.google.com, I'm getting an IP address of what IP address I'm getting? I'm getting an IP address of this server. Okay, I'm getting an IP address of this server. You can try another one like a ping. Yeah, tell me.
Sir, if we are directly searching www dot, then after the chance of because whenever we are putting www dot and searching something on server, it means your IP address directly flowing to the server, and maybe if attacker want to attack on DNS server, they will not need to directly attack to the customer or users. They will directly attack to DNS server. Then maybe DNS server is also going to be affected because of its protection.
How to tell? So when you are searching something, facebook.com, faulty.com, not faulty. For example, facebook.com. So Google we are used, then it is www.facebook.com. Now I'm getting the page. It's not showing an IP address to me directly. Okay. Not showing any IP address to me. You know, very olden days, it shows an IP address in bottom of the screen also. Now it is not showing the IP address directly to us. And it never shows the IP address of this DNS to us. DNS server's IP address.
No, no,
It will
sir.
hide.
I am telling like DNS is like a bus, sir. Whenever we are searching something, till the DNS server IP going like we are searching, okay? Like we are searching something with the predefined library, like server available, and some of the predefined library available on the server, like Facebook, like WhatsApp, anything available. Okay, sir. But whenever we are putting any information, we are asking into server that give me this library, give me the data of this library, but till that DNS server, its library, it's our searching protocol going, and IP is also going, but that time it is not encrypted. But after the DNS server to the server, main server, like Google server, it's going with the encryption. But whenever the hacker will try to attack on your server, they will directly not try to touch with the users or interface. They will directly try to touch with the DNS server. Then maybe the protection issue will come with the DNS server from users and DNS servers to the hackers.
That protection thing, I have only one know about DNS is DNS SEC. SEC. Okay, so search what is DNS SEC also. So actually, I understand little bit, but I don't know. Okay, the question. So this is a DNS SEC. What is this DNS SEC and DNS? DNS, you give anything like a public people ask what is this IP address, it will give. So it will strict that like it is has a digital signature. Only these particular records only it will share. Not every information in the DNS server it don't share. Okay. So it is strengthen the authentication in the DNS using digital signature based on the public key in with the DNS key. So it does not queries. It not DNS queries respond themselves that are cryptographically signed, but rather DNS data itself signed by one of the data. Something it is given. You have to read it more about it. So generally, as we done practically, very olden days. Okay. Point is, you send a query, you'll get a particular host required, so that only client will get it. Okay, so yeah, as a hacker you are asking like a can we get that information, can we get an IP address? Yeah, there is one thing is, of course. So what is the different type of methods are there, like hacking means stealing data, stealing information, or manipulating information means change of information. Stealing information means you have information in some place without knowing without knowing or without publicly knowing, hiding yourself, getting the data. Second one is manipulating the data. Means your name is there in the system. I change your name and I put your name in different way. Manipulation. Okay. Or maybe your record is not there. I put your record in that one. Manipulating the data. So means stealing or taking information, stealing information, manipulating information, destroying information. Destroying information. So there is certain data is there. I want to destroy it. Okay, destroy it. Okay, so stealing information is again, so you are inserting a data or you are taking a data. That is two things are there. You put a data that is not there earlier. You are putting the data something in it. Stealing data means it is there. You are just taking a making a copy. You are manipulating a data means there is a data, either you are putting a data or you are changing the data. Some numbers you are changing. Okay. So generally what is happening with the hacking. Next, as a lot of people knows, it is destroying data. Destroying data. Data will be destroyed. And here it is control the data. Control. So we can control. So we know the information, we know how to log the data. So we will release the log only once you done as per me. Like that is control the data, control the machines, control their functions. That is controlling, take over the control. Okay, of course, there is one more ransomware is there. Ransomware, they will send one file, it encrypt your entire data. Okay, so they don't release the data. So they, if you pay amount, so then only they will give a key, so then data will be unlocked and released. So it is a sensitive data, so you need it, so then you have to pay for it, otherwise you have to leave the data. Okay, so it is very dangerous. So in a what sense, like guys, why I'm telling this one, everybody has doubts regarding that attacks. So we have to think what are the kind of people will do, what kind of attacks happens on the systems. Some apprentice kind of attacks also there. Okay, apprentice type of attacks also there. So what is this apprentice type of attacks? So random attacks. The people attack on something, even they don't know what is they are doing. It is they try to attack something and they try to destroy something. They think it is a funny, but people, it is an apprentice practice. So that's why we have a white hackers. The white hackers is to protect from the attackers actually. Okay. I'm telling different stories other than your question. Okay. Yeah. So why we are telling this story? When you don't have an answer, you have to tell a story. But this is a good information. Okay. So when you are here about doubt about anything, security, breaches and all, put that questions in yourself. Okay. Next one is, yes, not only hacker, we are also getting information, means an IP address of a server. We are also getting, means other person also getting, right? We don't have any special authorization here. We are also asking a DNS server. Finally, we reach the certain DNS server like a google.com DNS server. We got an IP address of a particular host. So we know the IP address. So what is the purpose of this one? So it is a purely the application person, means the way you're accessing is a application related only. So here it is, I'm using DOCS. What I'm using in DOCS, I created a document. So I can see, I can open a website, the link URL, not website, it's an URL. So through that one, I'm accessing a document. Maybe I will create another document. So I will create a spreadsheet if I want. Okay. I'm creating a spreadsheet. So I can use this application base. I can create something, but I cannot enter into this actual machine. That is also protected from person who is managing this backend application, securing that application. Of course, if there is a one way, and definitely there is another way also there go inside, right? Same way, the person who built this one, this kind of application, yeah, where it is. So a person who want, I am building this kind of application, a person who build this application, so people can able to use it. But same application, same background thing, okay, with the same script, the script using in one way or other way, a person want to enter into this server and destroy or manipulate or do changes or hold or control. So what it is, the person who develop this application is responsible to provide a security, not to enter inside a server, just use an application and that's it, not to come inside a server. That is also protection given by the person who is build this server. And of course, no one, whatever the scene or this IP address is not may not be the real IP address of this particular server. Even the name is same also, no one saying that one. Name also we cannot see that is the exact name. There's a lot of manipulation of server side. Manipulating is there. Okay. For example, I'm putting a facebook.com. We'll try to show you one or two websites. While accessing, so it shows this name, but original name of the server may different, and it may different from one time to another time. So it is, see this facebook.com is good, but what is this? So server name, host name, different host names, but it is we are accessing with www only, and there is an IP address. Sometimes entire name is different. That too, we are getting this information. Maybe inside you know what information is there, we don't know, right? So yeah, of course, no one is say there is no hackable kind of stuff, but still there is a point. Of course, yeah, again, guys, earlier days, very less hacking techniques, application-wise attack, browser attacks are very less. So then people use HTTP websites, HTTP kind of data transmissions. Okay, now it is HTTPS. The data is encrypted first of all. Second one is the seriousness of building an application means the security wise also it is very important. Security wise also it is very important to build an application, whether it is web application or anything. Security wise is also very important. What it is? Yeah, that is enough of eating your brain, no problem. Okay, thank you. Bye bye. Okay, I will continue, guys. Sorry. So I told one story, that is very simple story is you are trying to access a website or a domain or a remote server with a name, but you don't have an IP address. Request go to your DNS server and DNS server returns an IP address. That is the story, right? Now the story I will change. Not a changing. There's some more story is there with the extension of that story. So here it is. This is my PC. This is my local DNS server. When you say a local DNS server, it could be your Wi-Fi router also. It could be your Wi-Fi router also. Why? Because of when you check what is my IP address, so like a ipconfig space slash all, you are getting an IP address, DNS server address, sorry, DNS server address, DHCP server, default gateway same, means that is your DNS server, means your Wi-Fi router. In some places they use some local DNS server also. Importantly, like I write, this is my local DNS server. Local DNS server. So I try to open a web page. Guys, are you able to hear?
Yes, sir.
No, okay. So I'm not hear any sound, then to get it out. I'm disconnected. I freezed again. It's a 5 o'clock. So okay. See, I put some website. For example, I choose like a devos.google.com to open. So that is we are putting our PPT, right? So I open devos.google.com. I don't know the IP address. What I do? I asking what is an IP address of devos.google.com to my local DNS server. How it is went? Because of my IP address, subnet mask, default gateway, DHCP server, and DNS server address. Based on that DNS server address, request go to DNS server, I will get it. But your local DNS server, as I said, it can be your Wi-Fi router, your local router. It is just a router. Guys, in the world, how many DNS servers are there? Sorry, not the question. How many domains are there in this world? When you search something in Google, like you search something in Google, like yeah, here it is. Why it is Google? See, it is. These are all domains only. Okay, even a get a domain name also having one domain. Okay.
I think so. 13.
13.
I think so.
Okay, but see how many domains, registered domains and their servers, how many are there? Okay, so there's a lot of things are there. So a lot of domains are there. Not a DNS server I'm talking about Amazon.com, Flipkart.com, daily used at least YouTube.com, Amazon.com, Facebook.com, AmazonPrime.com, Netflix.com. Okay, anyway, no education, right? So Instagram.com, Facebook.com, okay, TikTok.com. It is there or not, I don't know, but okay, Gmail.com. You're listening to the class, right? That is Microsoft Teams, teams.microsoft.com. Okay, that related server. So in the world, there is billions of servers and billions of their connected IP addresses only. Okay, so now it is very difficult to remember, right? And difficult to store in your local DNS server. You cannot put it. Then how to do it? How we are able to get a IP address with for what we are searching for a website? How can able? I am searching for a w3schools.com, tutorialpoints.com, javatpoint.com. Okay, so when I got a doubt, then I will use what is that one? Stack Overflow. Okay, or oracle.com. So like that, I search so many things. So what happened here? all .com addresses you can't store, right? So what it will happen originally, when my local DNS receive a request, when local DNS server received a request, you don't know the IP address of docs.google.com, it forward the query to forwarder. This forwarder generally maintained by ISP provider. Your internet service provider maintain these forwarders. We are not maintaining. Generally, I'm telling in generally I'm sitting in my home. My Wi-Fi router act like my local DNS server. When I open a web page, the request go to local DNS server, means to my Wi-Fi DNS server part. Try to get an IP address. So of course, my DNS server do not have that IP address. It forward the query to forwarder, which is maintained by ISP. Forwarder is also a DNS server. So one kind of DNS server. Okay. So forward the query to forwarder. But forwarder contains root hints. Root hints. What is root hint? There is in the world 13 root hint servers are there. Means root DNS server are there. IP addresses of this root DNS server, IP addresses of a root DNS servers called a root hints. IP address of a root DNS servers called a root hints. In the world, there is a 13 root DNS server maintained by IANA and ICANN. IANA and ICANN. Okay. So totally 13 root DNS servers. Okay. There. So what is this root DNS server, guys? When we are registered a domain, so if you see anything, there is a tail here, .com, .in, .com, .in, .co, .in. Okay, so I will show you that one. So here it is. I want to register my domain. So first of all, there is a companies which can able to register. I want to register a domain. Free domain is also there. Paid domain is also there. Okay, I will show you remaining one. So see it is. So it is a GoDaddy.com. GoDaddy.com is for to register your domains, and also it is help you to host your domain, host your website. Of course, there's a price is also there. You have to pay for that one. Like you want to build a website and you want to register your domain, you can do it in one single shot. Some are providing only domain name registration. Some are providing only hosting, means like a website related. Website uploading. So my website is Latif Tech. Maybe in future it will be blocked because I keep searching this one only. See it is. If I want to register latiftech.com, it is the cost is around $4.99 per year. Domain is available. So you can get a free website builder included. Create a publish your website for a free add paid features like a online store when you are ready. Free privacy protection. This is because of GoDaddy. This is it is there are adding it. See, latiftech.in. This is .com. This is .in. ch .co .co.in xyz online .com .net. See this one, name is almost same, but this is changing. Okay, this is changing. Each one having different prices. It is 159 only. This is 99 only. 99 for first 2 years. First 2 years, this is one. Okay, offer significant first 2 years of time. Subsequently year must be charged 599 per year, you can additional year annually like this one. So this is a per annum, like, or per month, per annum, that kind of stuff it is there. So it is a cloud flyer there. It is, you can go and create your own domain name. That is enough. Yeah, my requirement is already came back. So we'll try. No. This is easy. Okay, guys, what is this? This extension .com kind of stuff are nothing but a top level domains. This root DNS server having a information about a top level domains. Information means this is my .com server. Okay, this is my .com server. Okay, in this .com, this is a server, means it contains an IP address. It is a server, means it has an IP address. In a root DNS servers, the name of root DNS servers are like this: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, like that. Totally 13 root DNS servers. Each root DNS servers having a IP address of top level domain servers. Top level domain servers like a .com, .net, .org. These are the starting in earlier stages. These are the main main servers. .com, .no, .in. So now it is like a .in is also there. .xyz is there. So something like .in server IP address. So this is my forwarder. Try to reach this root DNS server based on the root hints. You try to reach the root DNS server and asking, I want an IP address of .com server IP address. I want a IP address of .com server IP address. Of course, it will get it. It will get it, IP address of .com server IP address. So I will reach the .com server forwarder. Now the .com server IP address. Now it will reach the .com server IP address asking, I want a google.com IP address. So these .coms, when you register your domain as a .com domain, you register as a .com domain, automatically your name will be go inside a .com. So look at here. So Latif tech.com. And if I link this .com to a server, okay, so then it is there having an IP address. They have an IP address of server's IP address. Similarly, google.com IP address, microsoft.com IP address, okay, facebook.com IP address, like that. All .com, their servers, their DNS servers, IP address, or name servers, or servers, name servers, that IP address will be stored in this .com server only. Okay, when you register as a .com, so then automatically you have an IP address, that is IP address will come up. And as I said earlier, in a Google having a lot of servers are there. Just plain understanding, guys, not exactly what it is. We don't require that much. And this much is also not required. Just I'm telling that. Now, I got an IP address of google.com and at the google.com name server, means google.com's IP address. Okay, so I reach google.com. In google.com, I may find www.google.com. You can find www or a mail or meet, DOCS, any other things. Okay, So how many are there? Classroom is there. Their server IP addresses. Okay. So this is your google.com. So your forwarder go to google.com and ask what is google.com. Okay. It will ask, sorry, it will ask, I need an IP address of docs.google.com IP address. Then it returns an IP address of google.com IP address. This is the IP address of google.com. Now it is written the IP address of google.com, sorry, devices.google.com IP address is given to local DNS server, local DNS server to our PC. Now we got an IP address. Now what? We have a devices.google.com IP address. So we'll try to find where is that server with an IP address. So we reach the devices.google.com server where it is located with an IP address. Then we'll communicate. Okay. So we reach google.com, docs.google.com with an IP address, and we'll start communicating with it. So guys, this is the total hierarchical structure. Okay, that much story of a google.com is there. Okay, so I have taken this docs.microsoft.com explanation I have taken. In this one, it is the same explanation. It is a root domains are there, contains a top level domains, their servers information, and the top level domains contains a secondary level domains information like a Microsoft.com, Facebook.com, okay, or Contaso.com, okay, Oracle.com. These are all secondary level domains. And in a secondary level domain, sometimes it may have a subdomains also there, like a south, west, east. These are all subdomains. See, there is a host. The host name is server 1. And server 1 is in the sales. Sales is in the south. South is in Contaso. Contaso name we can find in a .com. .com we can able to find from the root. So the FQDN is become like a server1.sales.south.contaso.com. That much complexity I don't want to push you on it. Very simple, like a server 1 is under contaso.com, like server1.contaso.com, or a server 1 is under a south. So server1.south as a subdomain, and a secondary level domain is contaso.com, top level domain is .com, and root is .com. Okay, so this is the main part is forwarding. How it is forwarded? Here it is. You can see mail1.contaso.com. So client asks local DNS server, I want an IP address of mail1.contaso.com. DNS server forward that query to the forwarder. The forwarder will find first where is the .com server address. Then reach the .com asking for where is the contaso.com, and reach the contaso.com asking for a mail1.contaso.com IP address. Once it is got, forwarder got the IP address of mail1.contaso.com. It send it to the local DNS server to your client. So now I got an IP address of mail1.contaso.com. Okay, this is the story. How is the story, guys? I think the people are already dead. No problem. Okay, the DNS. This is how. Yeah. Okay. So in a DNS, in our system, we are getting an IP address. When you open something, you are getting an IP address from DNS server to us. That is a total mapping system. Okay. So that's the point, guys. So another few points like each server having certain zones, forward lookup zone, reverse lookup zone. Forward lookup zone means name to IP address, means this is a contessor.com. Under contessor.com I have a PC1 IP address. The total name, this is the name, this is IP address, but total is pc1.contessor.com, the IP address. Reverse lookup zone is network to FQDN type, means IP address to FQDN. It is, see, it is IP address is pointed to p1.contessor.com. Same thing, it is reverse. It is name to IP, it is IP to name. And lot of different records are there, each record having different things. For example, you have a server with an IP address, means there is a host server or a computer, we call commonly host device like that. Okay, so you are mapped with IPv4 address, it is host A record. You want to map with IPv6, it is a host 4S record. You want to use a duplicate name like a www kind of stuff. Okay, then it is, this is the original name of a host, but this is access name like a alias name. Then we use a CNAME record. So it is a original name having a original IP address and it is mapped to this one. If you have a mail server, then we have to create an MX record for that one. This is a reverse lookup zone. PTR records located in a reverse lookup zone. That is called a pointer records. SRV records are there, service location records. It will tell where is your authentication server type. Okay, this is a name servers, means how many DNS servers are there, who is your DNS server kind of stuff, it will tell. This is the start of authority. Start of authority means what are the changes occurring in your DNS records will be told by DNS server. And different zones also there. That's enough for your DNS, guys. Guys, again important is what is DNS? What is DNS? What is DNS server? What DNS server will do? What DNS server do? If you cannot able to explain, just try to give with an example. Very simple, right? Example is very simple. You open a website, like I've opened Java T-Point. I don't know the IP address. The request go to DNS server. DNS server returns an IP address of Java T-Point. Now I can contact Java T-Point server with an IP address. That's a simple one. Okay, so make up a story. Not only Google.com. Okay. If you say ask any example, tell the mobile phone. You're having a mobile phone with a contact list, right? How you call? You open a contact list. You take a name. You press the dial button. When you press the dial button, call goes with a number only, not with a name. All communications with the numbers only, right? Same way, all communication with the IP address. That's it. If you want additionally that how to get an IP address of a particular host, like a domain or host, something like this one. So just ping it, you will get it. Trace RT, ping, both commands useful to get an IP address of that one. See, this is one another example. That is enough, guys. Okay. You want a more little more information like what is FQDN, server name, domain name kind of stuff. Go to this part, FQDN part. What is fully qualified domain name? So what is a domain name? What is server name? And what is FQDN? This is for why I'm telling this particular story, guys. Even you don't get it, but in the future also no one will tell you this story. That's why it is very important. Okay, you won't get any this kind of story in any YouTube material from any person. Okay, years of teaching and teaching, so means learning and teaching both are there. So I learn from someone and I'm teaching to someone and keep telling. We are telling this story constantly for everyone. So why? Because of I have never seen this story again from last so many years. That's the thing. Okay. So we don't know how it is works in generally. Now we get to know. That's it. Okay.